Hi, my name is Gabby and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to journal a few different, pages in April. It's not many days because I'm behind, but you'll see what I end up doing. I'll explain it. Today's video is actually supposed to be a what's in my Hobonichi drawer pouch, the large one. I've already done a what's in my pencil case. This was going to be the next one in the series, but decided to hold off on that a little bit because I will be going on a trip and I will be needing to pack my large Hobonichi drawer pouch. So I thought I would do that portion with you. So instead, we are doing some journaling. So I'm starting with the last page in April. Today is April 30th. And I've decided to start with my screenshot dump and work my way back and see how far I can get. It's not very far, actually. So I printed all these screenshots last night using my regular printer. I have an Epson, I want to say 2860 or something. It's an Eco Tank I bought at Costco a few years ago. Actually, my boyfriend gifted it to me because I was on the market for a printer and he needed a Christmas gift for me, so that's what he got me. But half of these screenshots I printed using just regular computer paper. The other half I printed using the Online Labels clear matte sticker paper for inkjet. I'll leave a link down below. I know I've gotten a few questions about what I use to print this, and that is my preferred method because it's very thin, so it doesn't bulk up my pages too much. And then it is better than my thermal printer, which is the pulley printer, because the pictures will last a lot longer. I've been kind of falling out of love with my thermal printer. It's like I like the idea of it, but I've noticed that some of my pictures have started to rub off already. So I've been kind of not using it as much, only if it's, obviously it's not a journaling emergency, but if I'm feeling extra lazy and I just don't have enough to print a whole page, I've been then using my thermal printer. I've also been using, rather than the thermal printer, actually, is just printing on regular computer paper. Yeah, I try to save the sticker paper for when I have a full sheet worth of pictures and whatever to print because it's expensive. But now I'm working on April 29th, and this is actually going to be a spread for 2 different days. So for yesterday, which was Saturday the 29th, and for today, Sunday the 30th. Life has just been so busy and I haven't been able to keep up with my journal. And so when that happens, or when I don't have much going on, I like to double up the days on one page. And so that's what I end up doing here. I just picked 2 different mile liners that I liked, 2 random colors. I didn't plan it out at all, and use that to add a little color to the page. With how busy my life has been, I decided to make this weekend a lazy weekend. I did not leave my apartment once on Saturday. And today, Sunday, I've only left to go grocery shopping, and that's only because it's a necessity for the week. If I could have, I would have not done that even, but it's been so good to recharge a little before another busy week of work. Work has just been nuts. I've been working a lot of overtime, which is not super common for me. Not as much as I'm doing anyways, but it's just a busy season, and I'm just glad I get overtime pay because I know a lot of people on salary don't, and I am on salary and I do get it. So it's the best of both worlds. But so I think my favorite way to journal is just to make little lists about what I did during the day, just like a little blurb. And that's what I'm doing right now for Sunday. I started off my day by going to the gym with my boyfriend. So that is kind of like the first bullet point that I write about on this page. Next, that you will see in just a second, is cast iron pizza. I randomly got it in my head that I wanted to make a cast iron pizza, so we went to the store, for our groceries, and I bought some dough, cheese, pizza sauce, and made it in the cast iron, and it turned out okay. Not the best, but I think next time we try to do things a little different. Still edible, so it's okay. And these are the only two things that I make note of for Sunday so far. It's about noon when I'm journaling this, so I still have plenty of day left, that I just don't know what it's going to look like, so I leave some room to fill that in at a later time. And this is something that I do fairly often when I film a journal with me. I like to get things done early so I can just relax the rest of the day. But I may not necessarily know what we're going to watch or what we're going to do. So I always come back to it. Usually, as I'm doing things like throughout the day, I'll leave my journal open on the desk and add the last little bits that I end up doing that day. And like always, just adding stars. Stars are my favorite. So again, still working my way backwards. I decided not to journal about Thursday or Friday this week, and that's just because they were like work heavy days, so not much to share. And I just didn't feel like spending time trying to remember everything I ate or watched or read or whatever. So rather than going through all that, I decided to just make these pages other things. The spread that I'm working on right now, I end up calling Don't Forget, but really it should have been a couple of like highlights. It should have been called highlights. I just didn't think of it in the moment. But it's just a couple of things that happened in April that I wanted to make sure I remember. They were kind of bigger, out of the normal things. The first one being my boyfriend and I saw Lip from Shameless or Carmi from The Bear, depending on what you watch. We saw him in our neighborhood one random morning on our way to work. We were walking to the train, and my boyfriend's like, "Is that Lip?" And it was. And it was so exciting to see him. We live fairly close to where The Bear is filmed. So we've walked past like the Bear like restaurant a few times just on walks, and it was just cool to see him in his element, just out in the Chicago world, with his hair and tattoos, and he was smoking and just very much Lip and Carmi. So it was fun to see that. Then the second picture is the picture of the Chicago Theater sign with tulips kind of in the front. And I just really liked the way that looked. It was so beautiful. I was completely shocked at all the tulips and how many they were and how beautiful they were, and how the fact that they were everywhere. It was so cool to see. We were here last spring when they were out, but we, I guess, just weren't out much because I wasn't working, just stayed home more. And now that I have to go into the office and I pass these every day, I pass these planters every day, it was cool to see them. They were just absolutely beautiful. I wasn't, it like shocked me to see them all. So I printed this picture just to document that because it was pretty cool. It's something they do every year. I guess they bring in the tulips from the Netherlands in like November, plant them, and then this time of year, every year they bloom. So I had changed my mind on what I wanted to do up top. I really wanted to use that April sticker, but the color is not for me. Those like tan taupey colors, they're not for me. And I didn't like the way I wrote "Don't Forget," and so I covered it up with this empty washi tape. And it's actually not washi tape, it's actually like packing tape, like to ship a package. I didn't realize that when I bought it, but it's really, really cute. I really like the pattern. I got it from Yoseka Stationery. I included that as part of my haul. And then for the letters, I just used a craft sticky note and used my stencil to write "Don't Forget" kind of as a header, I guess. The washi tape is a little busy, so you can't see the letters very well. I think at some point I might go through and maybe fill in the letters, just like black them out. I was just feeling lazy and didn't want to do that. um, but I think for now it's okay. Maybe by the time I do my flip through, I'll fill them in. But I don't know. Don't hold me to it. And so then I decided to also add some sparkles. I've done this before in some previous pages. I just used one of the Hobonichi stencils to draw out the sparkles, also on craft paper, and then I cut them out. Something I end up doing, which you'll see in just a second, is kind of adding a background with that same washi tape, kind of to give it the same effect. I don't like it. I think what I should have done is glued the sparkle, the craft paper sparkle, on the washi tape, and then cut the washi tape like in the similar shape, just kind of as a backing, I guess. And I didn't do that because I was lazy, and I think I should have, but that's okay. We live and we learn. So you'll see that in just a second. It was really hard to glue these tiny little sparkles. I just never know how many sparkles to add and how many, like where to place them. I really struggle with that placement, but you know, whatever, it's fine. This is for me, so so it's okay. So now I'm working on Thursday, April 27th. Again, I'm not journaling about the day. It's just some pictures that I wanted to use up, and since I had a blank page, why not? I follow Amy Frank on Instagram. I'm writing down her Instagram handle right now. And these are some of her, I guess, posts that I really liked. I just took a screenshot of them and printed them. Just ones that I relate to. I like doing this. Originally, I was going to use all of these just throughout the week in my weekly spreads or random days, but I never found like the time to use them. So I decided, why not just dedicate a whole page to her? So here we are. I've done this before for, what was the other one? By Holly Startup, I believe, on Instagram. I really like hers as well, but Amy Frank is more like coffee, work, things like that. And while I don't really care about coffee, I still like her art and found just ones that I could relate to. So now we're working on the weekly spread, obviously, and this kind of shows how busy I've been. I haven't been able to fill it out. I do try to wait like 1 or 2 days so I can go over the lines, like so I can journal like between 2 days without fully committing, since I don't know what's going to happen. But I try to do 2 to 3 days at a time, but it's been so busy. And like I said, I didn't keep notes of what I did during the week because it was just all work all the time. I considered not adding anything here and just leaving it blank and just letting it be. But I do like to keep track of the shows and movies that I watch throughout the week with my boyfriend. I like having a bit of like a time reference if I ever want to know. So I decided to just add those and then let it be. I'm not going to add any of the other decorations that I normally would. And that's fine. I mean, that just is what it is right now because it's busy. And typically on Sundays, I do like a Sunday scaries, like to-do list or things I want to make sure I get done before the week. And since I didn't have room for that in my Sunday spread, because it was combined with Saturday, I decided to just add it to the weekly spread, which is something I've never done before, but I actually really like, just so I have it someplace and I can check it off tonight once I've done everything. But that's pretty much all I do for this spread. It was a busy week. I'm going to try and do better this upcoming week and journal every day, hopefully, but we'll see. So thanks so much for joining me in today's video. If you haven't done so already, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe. Bye.